Hi, hello and welcome to another Parweld TV. Today we're going to look at the XTM 211 die for aluminium welding. This is the equipment. We've got some aluminium wire, 1mm, 5356. We're going to go through the setup of the welding torch, and we've also got argon gas. So the first thing really is to check the torch out and get it ready for aluminium welding. So what we'll do, we will firstly remove the old liner by taking out the shroud and contact it, which I've already done. Then undoing the back cap of the liner and totally removing the steel liner from the torch all the way out. Let's put that to one side. We're going to use a liner which is going to be what we call a carbon Teflon liner, and these are already available, already packaged to the various lengths of your torch, 3 meter, 4 meter, whatever length of torch that you would like. With the torch comes, I like to use what we call a neck liner, which goes into the front end of the torch there. You can use it without, but I prefer to use it with. So how we do that is get the front of the liner, and it's self-threading, so all we do is just put that together and just screw that on as far as it'll go. Until it stops there. Then we go back to the torch. Then we feed the neck liner through the welding torch all the way through. Now what I've done already is cut the liner accordingly, because we will show when we have a look at the machine, there's a little guide tube for steel, or wire for steel or stainless steel, which has to be removed. This will take its place. So we'll try and push the liner all the way through. So once the liner has reached the top of the torch, it has to fit with the tip adapter, so we can screw the tip adapter back in. So that's good to go. So I'll put that slowly back onto the floor. And then we'll put the end cap on now to secure the liner. Now what I've done also here, there's a little grommet and rubber washer there to seal the liner so it doesn't move. Also to keep everything nice and tight so it doesn't move once it's inside the machine and into the torch. Now this long stick out that you see from the liner sticking out of the torch, is quite normal. This is the reason why. So before we insert the torch and liner, we have to remove this brass guide tube here. That's being held by this little screw at the front there. So by undoing that, hopefully that should slide out, and we'll put that back in when we do steel welding. Put that out of the way. Then we position the liner in such a way it's usually sticking out a fair while, like that, a little bit. Now that has to be cut back, so a nice sharp knife, and just support it slightly, and then just try and cut around the radius there, like that, so the wire comes off where it's being guided straight into the Teflon liner. That can be removed now. Next job is to change the roller from a V-shaped roller to a U-shaped roller, which is quite important really, so we don't crush the wire. So we remove the V-shaped roller and put in place the U-shaped roller. It's going to be 1 millimeter. You can see the difference in rollers in shape. So this is the 1 millimeter U-shaped one. So 1 millimeter is going to be onto the guide tube. So just find a little slot and then screw that back securely into there. That's all gone back nicely there. Now we can try and put the torch onto the welding machine. So once the line has been cut to size, you know it's going to be a correct fit, you line it up into the guide tube, locate the torch, and then screw that back securely all the way back until it won't go any further. That's ready to go. So we're going to use a small 2 kilo spool of aluminium wire. So because it's only a small thin spool, we're going to use a little insert just to pack the hub out a little bit. And we're going to look at the wire to see which way it feeds, and we're going to feed it from the bottom going down towards the torch. So just locate that in there and put the screw cap back on. And then hanging on to the wire, don't let go of it. Snip the little bit that's at waste. And I'm going to manually feed that through the first guide tube, through the roller, into the Teflon liner, and then just put the tension on there. And I'm going to put the tension on to roughly about number 3. We don't want too much pressure, otherwise we're going to crush the wire with it being soft. Now that we've put the reel of aluminium on, we're going to feed the wire through to the front end of the torch. So just press and hold the trigger. Now we've fed the wire through to the front end of the torch, it's time to put our contact tip onto the front end of the torch. And with this we're going to use a 1 millimeter contact tip with an A at the side of it. So it's denoted primarily for aluminium welding. So instead of being a tight 1 millimeter type fit, it's going to be something like a 1.2 contact tip. But it's got an A, so just give you a little bit more clearance. So put that onto the tip adapter. That's all there securely now. The welding shroud on together, and that's good to go. Next stage is setting up the front screen now for welding. So we're going to press and hold the front of the machine here, this button here. We'll go MIG Synergic, aluminium. I know it's 1 millimeter wire. You could use 4T or 2T on the trigger. We'll go for 2T. The material I've selected is 5 millimeter, and that gives you a parameter ready to weld. But before that, we'll turn the gas on. It's pure argon with 15 to 18 litres per minute. Let's go and weld.